Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be looking at the Sonic the Hedgehog toys. Now I saw this and was just like, holy shit, I need this. I'm hoping this isn't the version I think it is, but these toys look absolutely fantastic. You don't get much for the price, but then again, that's normal for these days. But let's have a look. So this is basically Sonic. It says obviously Sonic. This is a Jax toy. Now this is my first ever Jax toys. So we can see the clear window display there, which is absolutely fine. On the back, it does say here, it's got some damage, but to be fair, you know, it's going to come straight out of the box. But we have Sonic here, you have Tails, Shadows, and Ivo Robotnik. And it says, Sonic is on a roll, saved the world twice, but who's counting? And has two besties for his team, but will they be enough to handle a devastating new threat, which is Shadow? So I may try and collect all of these, because I think they are pretty cool. That side is just Sonic. At the top is just Sonic, and at the bottom is just the barcode. So let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. Oh, and wait, you have Shadow here, Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic, and it says Sonic 3 with a lovely back of it. So yeah, let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. And here is Sonic, and okay, so it is the version that I was like, but I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay, so basically the figure itself is pretty cool. You know, you've got like the arms, which again is quite a lot of articulations. The hand looks a little bit kind of weird to me. I don't know, I think it's like, I really wish the thumb was kind of more articulate. I think that would kind of work. But for the way that the toy is, it's actually like quite decent, should I say. So, you know, you got the lovely blue, you've got the kind of the quirky kind of like smile. The eyes look fantastic. There, you know, I wish you could move them, but to be fair, it looks pretty much like, you know, an actual toy that you would get. So again, basic colors: blue, white, red, bit of kind of gold, which yellow, should I say, just there, which I think is pretty awesome. I think this is the Sonic toy that I wish I had when I was a kid. Now, the one thing that I'm not a big fan of are on his spikes. So his spikes have these like blue quill things, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I think it just looks weird. I'd rather it all be one color than just say, oh, here's the quills. I know it's meant to be like speed, but to be fair, I don't really like it. But I do like the fact, if we're going to comment on them, that majority of them are all kind of like the same. So 2 on the head, 3 on this quill or spikes or quills here, and then 2 there, and then 1 on the side. So they've not overloaded it, which is fine. You've got his tail, you've got obviously the ball joints, which are absolutely fine. So let's have a look at the articulation. So I've got to admit, it's actually really cool. Oh, I thought his feet would move so he has some toes, but obviously not. But you could literally have hours of fun like moving this figure around. So it kind of moves about. Like, it feels really smooth. And I think the main, like the takeaway for this one that I've kind of noticed is that this would really pass like a Figuarts or a kind of like, I don't know, like Nandoroid or something like that. So you can move the head thing. I think the only thing I'd see is his, I think I would turn blue, which is just here on his nose. But to be fair, I think that's the only thing that I've noticed. So the head, like the head is probably the heaviest part, but it feels okay. Like you could generally pose him. Like again, I'm actually might collect the entire range, because I generally really think that these figures, as soon as I saw them a while ago, I was like, yeah, I definitely need these. So yeah, with 22 points of articulation, I generally think it's kind of awesome. Like you could pose it. Like that's the reason why I bought the figure, for photography. But yeah, I think this is kind of cool. So I'm going to give you my kind of like final thoughts. Forgot to add in, but even at the bottom, you have like even like little tractions. On his boots, you have like the socks that are really kind of like really cool. So yeah, I wanted to add that in because I didn't kind of like focus on it. But yeah, he looks kind of awesome, to be fair. So there's not really that much to talk about Sonic to kind of review him. I generally really like this figure. I think this is amazing for like photography if you want to do it. And these figures look absolutely fantastic to the point where if you had these on display in Japan, you'd be like, oh my God, it's a new Figuarts. This is what I generally would really want from a figure of Sonic. The arms are posable, the feet and the legs are posable, the head movement, absolutely fantastic figure. Even the kind of the hands and stuff. I think the only thing I would change is maybe the hands, so that maybe his arm, he can do a thumbs up properly, not a fighting position. The only things I'm not particularly a big fan of, as I mentioned, are the darkened quills, but it doesn't really give much to it. But this to me is a figure that I generally would highly recommend and pick up. Literally, if you can either pick up them singular or pretty much all of them in a pack, I think it's definitely worth it. I would have probably picked up the pack for like 25 because the rest of the figures are going to be kind of expensive, but majority is you get all of them. But yeah, this is definitely a figure worth picking up. You could definitely pose them for multiple photos to fight things if you just wanted cool interactions. But yeah, this figure is definitely worth it. There's not really much to kind of talk about. But yeah, what do you think about the Sonic from the Jakks toys? Are you a fan of these sorts of things? Would you collect more of them? Have you seen the film? Because I know it's going to be out by the time of this review or something. Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to help out the channel, then hit like and subscribe. And why not check out the channel memberships or the Patreon? Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.
I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。